So the example I was thinking about is the Rainforest Cafe, right? So on paper, maybe the rest of the world at the time you bought it, and correct me if I'm wrong, would have said, that's a terrible investment, stock is down, nothing's happening. And yet you saw that as a real opportunity. Talk about that acquisition, or talk about that business plan. Why did you decide to get that over?
Well, once again, how well a company is doing and how much money it makes doesn't have anything to do with each other. It's just when you're a high growth company and your growth slows down, your stock goes to the bottom, but yet you could still be making a bunch of money. I mean, look at Walmart when their growth slowed down, Microsoft. Both of these companies stayed in the dumps for 10 years, but they were making billions of dollars a year. Well, the same thing happened with the Rainforest. Was, first I tried to buy them. I wasn't able to buy them because somebody outdid the vote, SWIB, I think, Teachers Fund in Wisconsin, because they didn't think I was paying enough. And so I bought them for 6 months later for $50 million less. But I bought this cash flow, and they even had like $15 or $20 million in the bank. I mean, so it was an unbelievable deal. But this goes back to something that I talk about in the book a lot, is that if you're going to borrow money, you can do a best case scenario on your deal, okay? Because that's how you should think is positive. But one of the reasons that I've always been successful and the bad times haven't gotten me, because every deal I do a worst case scenario pro forma that I keep close to my chest. And if the worst case scenario doesn't work, then you better not do the deal, because you know what happens? 90% of the time it's the worst case scenario that happens and not the best case. But in the Rainforest case, what I decided to do was I'm going to look out 3 to 5 years, and of these 30 rainforests, if I can't make it on just these big 5, there's 3 at Disney, there's 1 in the Mall of America, and I think there's 1 in Chicago. And I said, these are the 5 that are doing the most money. And if they're not going to be around, then I shouldn't do this deal. Well, here it is, 20 years later, and I still think there's 26 rainforests. And I've made my money over and over and over again, because you know what? There's new kids every day, and they want to go to the rainforest because it has that kind of appeal.